among the lovers. You gotta get ready. You gotta get ready. There ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who would hurt all mankind just to save his own. Have pity on those whose chances grow thinner, but there's no hiding place against the kingdom's throne. You gotta get ready. You gotta get ready. So people get ready. There's a train coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no tickets. You don't need no tickets. You just thank the Lord. You gotta get ready. Gotta get ready. There's a train coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket. You don't need no ticket. You don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. You gotta get ready. You gotta get ready. You gotta get ready. There ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who would hurt all mankind just to save his own. Have pity on those whose chances grow thinner, but there's no hiding place against the kingdom's throne. You gotta get ready. You gotta get ready. You gotta get ready. You gotta get ready.
In a little bit, have some folks. All right, hey Nika, thanks for being here. All right, I believe we are live. It is hey guys, welcome. Today is Wednesday, January 24th. Let me check the date because sometimes time just moves so fast. I'm gonna keep tabs on where I'm at. But I want to welcome you. And do I look a little fuzzy? I seem a little fuzzy. Do I look a little fuzzy? I think it's gonna work itself out. Well, anyway, welcome to Impact the World Radio. I'm Cheryl Wood, your host. We are here every Wednesday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And the intention of this show, as the title says, Impact the World, is to share with you amazing women and men who are doing their part to impact the world in a big way, to use their unique gifts and talents and skill sets to be able to touch other people's lives. And I think that's really the real purpose of life and living. Like if you have all of this talent and these gifts and this knowledge and experience and expertise, and you're not sharing it with anyone, really what's the real purpose? So we are encouraging people to join us in the studio live throughout the Washington metropolitan region to come and showcase what they do. So whether it's a speaker, an author, a coach, a performer, someone who does spoken word, someone who is a chef, or whatever it is, we welcome all talent in this studio. And we got to thank VoxWave.com for having us. We are super excited. We kickstarted this show, Well, I think this is week 4. This is like our 4th show. So we're excited about the response we're getting. Hey, guys, I see you on Facebook Live. Welcome, 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 Anika. Welcome, Renita. Let's see. I don't see who. Oh, here we go. I got to scroll back. Y'all. Welcome, Nika, Stacy, PK Kersey. How are you, sir? Karen Webster. Again, Anika, Margot, Nikki, Val, Thank you guys for being here. Please share this out. Encourage somebody else to tune in so they can get all the juiciness that we are sharing and talking about today. So I'm going to jump in and I'm going to introduce our very first guest, who is a really amazing woman. And we've kind of watched each other grow and shift and learn and do our thing and go to the next level and impact people's lives. So I'm actually very honored to have her here in the space with us. I'm going to give her the proper introduction. Her name is Zenelia. Now, is it Zenelia or Zenelia?
Zenelia.
Neil.
Yeah.
The audience already knows that I jack people's name up. So I just got to make sure I tell the guests that every time they come in the studio. I'm going to probably jack up your name, but we're going to just correct it. So Zenelia Harris is president of Harris & Harris Wealth Management Group, LLC. Her passion is working with executive and professional women who are going through major life transitions such as marriage, divorce, and widowhood, and need financial guidance to achieve their personal goals. She's the author of the book, Finance in Stilettos. I love that.
Thank you. Money
Matters for the Well-Heeled Woman. I love that play on words. It's so fancy. And I found out today that book actually started as a blog and then kind of transitioned and became a book. She's a member of the CNBC Financial Advisor Council, a financial educator, blogger, and certified financial planner who's passionate about finances and sharing her expertise with other women so they can become financially savvy. She brings a wealth of knowledge gained from her 20-plus years of experience in the financial and accounting industry. Her expertise has been featured. Check this out, y'all. We be having some bad man pajamas in the building. It has been featured in prominent publications and media outlets such as the Wall Street Journal, CNBC, U.S. News and World Report, Forbes, Today Money, Women's Day, Essence, Black Enterprise, Women's Wear Daily, and PBS. Without further ado, I bring to you Miss Zenelia Harris.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show,
Thank
sis.
you.
Happy New Year. Is it okay to still say Happy New Year?
Yes,
okay,
I think
good.
so.
I'll probably say that through like the second week of February. Happy New Year. If I haven't seen you already.
I know, right?
And we haven't seen each other in a while.
Yes,
but I've been watching you and witnessing God kind of moving through you and shifting you and allowing you to impact people's lives. And I'm just so proud of you.
I'm proud of you as well.
Girl.
I remember, I remember that, God, it's been a long time, when we had the breakfast.
Yes.
At the Marriott.
Oh my God, yes. That's what everybody has to understand, that anybody who's successful, they started from ground zero like everybody else. So stop thinking that they, somebody gave them some special something. No, they worked their butt off to get where they are. And so we got to value where they are. So talk to us about how you got started in this whole financial industry. Was it something personal? Was it a personal experience that you had? And that kind of transition, because I tend to find that a lot of people, whatever they're doing, it's usually some deeper connection to why they're doing it. There's usually a story behind it. So share with the audience how you got started, what prompted you to get started in this industry.
Okay. So growing up, I grew up in a small town in Southern Virginia, and I grew up with my grandmother, and she means a lot to me. And she's still alive, so I'm very grateful for that.
How old is she?
She's 84 years old.
Wow, that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
So growing up with her, she struggled with money. And money was the only thing that would make her emotional. That's the only time I ever saw my grandmother cry, was when she could not pay a bill.
Wow.
That stress. Going through watching her, because I was the first grandchild and she raised me, and seeing how she handled money and the stresses that it caused prompted me to think for myself that I did not want to be in that situation when I became an adult. How can I handle money better? What are the things that I can learn so that I can be in a better position for myself? And hopefully pass that on to the next generation. So watching her and I guess just seeing her be, like I said, very emotional when it came to money, when she couldn't do what she needed to do with money, was one of those things. So when I went to college, one of the things that was like really prominent for me was to learn how to manage it. So every month I would spend my money and buy Money Magazine.
Wow.
And even though I did not understand all of the concepts that they were discussing in Money Magazine, I figured the more I read it, the more I was going to understand it. And so I used to write things down. So I'm big on writing things down, the importance of writing things down. So I wrote in a journal that I used to keep that what I wanted to do with the rest of my life was help people with their money. So as I went through college and gained more knowledge, what I found was that a lot of my friends would come and ask me questions, and I'm answering questions. And then my first job out of college, someone that I worked with encouraged me to consider this as a career. And I guess he was foreshadowing because he gave me all the information to become a certified financial planner. And I looked at him and I said, I can't do it. And I didn't at the time. I just ignored what he said. But every place that I worked, there was someone who I became close to, and I would tell them, what my interests were, and they were encouraging me, you need to pursue this as a career. So I look at that as God guiding me, but I was ignoring God at the time.
How many of us have done that before? Let me raise my hand. Like, I keep, he's like, look, I got to bust you upside right here. Trying to direct you and show you in a nice way, but you ain't listening.
Right.
And I find that so interesting that so many of us run from our natural gifts.
Right.
We always want to make it something else.
Yes.
Something different.
Yes.
But we always end up back to like God, like, no, this right here, that's your gift. That's your lane right there. So I love that.
Yes. So that's kind of been my journey. And so in 2009 is when I started my own firm. That was always a vision from college, was that I wanted to start my own firm. I knew that. I just at the time I was like trying to figure out what it was, not really paying attention to the little signs that God was placing in my pathway.
Yeah.
And so I started my firm, and I decided that, you know what, I need to focus on women because no one else is. And working at the larger firms, the issue, they didn't focus on women. And they're still trying to figure out how to have a conversation with women.
Yeah.
So I figured, well, I am a woman. I'm around a lot of women. So, hey, this is a natural fit for me, as well as focusing on women of color.
And I love that you had that personal connection from seeing your grandmother and what that challenge with money did to her, how it impacted her in such an emotional way. And I think a lot of us, we need to go back to our money conversation from when we were young. And what did we see? What was the money conversation that we saw and we heard from our family? And in my household as a young child, I grew up, and I've shared this story before on the show and other places in speaking engagements, that, I grew up in poverty in a housing project. And I watched my mom work and work and work and work. She worked every day. My mother was one of those, she did not take a day off.
Right.
And she still couldn't put enough food on the table for us from her full-time job that she went to work every day. And so that started this money conversation for me from a young age of kind of this space of it's always either going to be feast or famine.
Right.
Feast or famine. It's going to be good or it's going to be bad.
Yes.
It's going to be good. And then, as I shared a couple weeks ago, because this whole month of January we've been talking about the 2 F's, which is, finances and fitness, because that's what most of our conversation is about.
Right.
But just seeing her process of kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul put me in a space where I really kind of became addicted to financial struggle. Like, I took pride when I grew up, and I could do that. Oh, I could stretch these dollars, honey. I know it became a sense of pride.
Right.
Not understanding that I could position myself in a space of abundance.
Right.
If I viewed money differently, if I looked at ways to grow my money, which is kind of your expertise, and we'll talk about that. And so I'm encouraging everybody, I'm shouting people out, hey Tarina, hey James, who are joining us on Facebook, those of you who are watching us at voxwave.com, to assess what is your money conversation.
Right.
And what has it been? What was it from childhood up? Yes.
Because a lot of times we have a money philosophy, whether we recognize it or not.
Yeah.
And so when I'm talking to clients, so it's a really big deal, that first meeting that I have with clients, because I have a 90-minute session I call my initial strategy session with clients. And that's where I'm pulling out information about you. It's not about me, it's really about you. And hearing, and a lot of times people don't recognize what they're saying until they see it. So I actually give them a summary so they can read what I captured, what I heard them say, for them to confirm that this is correct. So there's kind of like a strategy. So so I go to the scripture for this. So I'm a big believer in that you need to say what it is that you want to somebody who believes what you're about to say to them. Okay?
Say that again. I love that.
Okay, so a person needs to say to a person that believes what they are saying to them. That person that believes what is being said to them needs to confirm it back to you. So my written summary is a confirmation that I heard what you said.
Guys, are you catching that? Like, that's powerful, powerful strategy. That's strategy. Say what you want, but who you say it to is most
very important.
You got to say it to somebody who believes and then comes back and reaffirms it,
Yes.
what they're hearing you say because of their belief. I love that. Every person
God, I felt something when I
should do
said
it.
that.
I know, right? It's like it gave me goosebumps. I'm using that because, Zanelle, your hair is sad. You hear something good and you start repeating that thing because it feels so good in your spirit. And that's so important. Look, there is power in the tongue.
Yes, it is.
Right?
It
and
is.
you can't share your vision and your stuff with
anybody. Just anybody.
You have got
cannot.
to be very, very intentional. And I think what you're saying is also important because, and you can continue your conversation, but I also want you to touch on this, the importance of when someone comes to you and they want to improve their finances. I just think it's so important that from your perspective as the expert, that you make them feel so comfortable.
Yes.
Because people are hesitant about talking about their finances, especially when the finances aren't in order.
Yes.
So how do you kind of incorporate that whole making them comfortable, like it's okay that you've done it wrong till this point, or you don't have to use the word wrong, but it's okay that you've done it the way you knew how to do it.
Right.
Let's use that word.
Yes.
Those words. It's okay that you've done it the way you knew how to do it until now, but now we're going to shift so that you can gain the most out of your money. So talk about that, how you kind of make people feel comfortable, the importance of that, and then anything else that you wanted to add to that conversation.
So when people initially reach out to me and I have my 20-minute complimentary session with them, that's when we're talking and I'm sharing with them that when you come to my office, this is a no judgment zone.
Yeah.
I'm not here to judge you. I'm asking you questions to understand. And I repeat that because I want people to be clear that they should feel comfortable. But I also try to set up, my office is set up in a way that I feel people are very comfortable. So my office is out of my home. When we purchased our home because of the office. Because I knew I wanted my office out of my home. I feel that when a woman comes to my house, because I focus on women, when they come to my house, I want them to see where I live, to kind of get a feeling of, okay, this is who she is, okay? And also, when they walk into that office and I shut that door, like I have music playing in the background, soothing music. I have a candle lit so that they can completely just feel relaxed.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what emotion may come out from a question I ask. So some people will actually cry during a session because, it's some emotion attached to whatever question I asked. Something from their childhood, something that they're going through now. And I want people to feel comfortable to release it.
I love that.
Okay?
I love
and
that.
I also want them to walk away as though a burden has been lifted. So you have to, so for me, when I thought of my office, it was like I closed my eyes and I thought about, well, what is it that I would want if I was on the other side of the table?
Yep.
And so when they come in, my office is not white. My office is a gold color with red curtains, like deep red curtains, and they're all warm colors so that you'll feel the warmth when you come into my office.
I love that. Again, very intentional and setting the tone for what they're going to expect from the moment they walk into, from the moment they pull up to the driveway.
Yes.
And then they come into the space to actually, because they're coming in to release something.
Right.
That's like my big word for the year.
Yes.
Release.
Yes.
Like even with my little weight journey and everything, it's like I ain't losing it because I don't want to find it again. I'm not losing
I'm letting it go.
I'm releasing it. Don't come back over here, right? So that's kind of like my word is releasing and shedding things.
Yes.
So that you can get rid of all the junk and the garbage so
Yes.
that you can get to the core of who you want to be and how you want to position yourself financially.
Right.
Now, you talk a lot about really being able to focus more on, I love this, we were having this conversation before we came on air, and I was talking about debt.
Yes.
And I love the statement. You said, sometimes we focus so much on the debt that we can't focus on the cash flow.
Right.
And how do we grow the money. So I want you to just kind of, I'm giving you the floor to talk about the importance of not just so much focusing on the debt, but how do we grow and increase our cash flow?
Right. So I think that goes back to understanding your gifts and talents, and so and understanding your worth. So I'm really big on women asking for what they deserve. So a lot of clients will come to me, and I end up having so many different conversations during that discussion, which is, okay, as I'm listening to them, so let's just say an executive comes to me and she's thinking about, her next move with her career, and I'm saying, okay, well, what do you need the money to be? That's a goal.
Right.
Okay, so if you need the money to be here, then how are you going to strategize to get there? And so we'll have a conversation around that, where I'm talking about, okay, well, you can't. So I'll give you a recent example. Someone was talking to me, and specifically around the tax law change. And she was saying, well, you know what? I was running through my mind, maybe I should become a 1099 consultant so that then I can take the benefit of being an S corp, and she get write-offs. And I said, okay, well, if you consider becoming a 1099, you can't ask for the same pay that you get now because they pay benefits. So you need to ask for a third more than what you're making now. And she's like, oh, I never thought about that. Yeah. I was like, yeah, because the benefits and all that now falls on you. Right. So you have to take that into account as you're considering that next move up with the money that you want.
That makes a lot of sense.
So it's all about women understanding what they're worth, and even if you're a small business owner and you're thinking about, what should I charge? So when I read a lot of things about, well, you should, definitely you should research what everybody else is charging, but I also think that you need to really show what the value is that you are offering, because you are unique, and you need to ask for that. Because it's all about what you want.
Yes, you know, a whole new box. All right. You getting into my lane now. Yeah, this is the juicy stuff now. Okay, so then let's talk about that, right? Okay. About speaking up and asking for what you want. Or I like to say, there's this quote that I always state, and it's, you never get what you deserve, you get what you demand. And I don't think demanding has to be aggressive and hard, but it certainly has to be demonstrated through your actions, through your words, through everything about you, how you present yourself. And, I work with a lot of women in business, and they're typically between their first, they're in their first 5 to 6 years of business. Okay. And many of them struggle with that very thing. They are not monetizing at a level that they could in their business because they are devaluing who they are. They're devaluing what they bring into the marketplace, or they're comparing themselves to other people who've been doing it for 20 or 30 years, right? So what do you say as it relates to getting to a space of kind of financial freedom in business where you're not struggling? What are some of the key things that you would recommend that, like just a starting point for women in business to do? How do I get into the marketplace and truly start monetizing at the level I should versus, oh, I'm struggling, I'm just a brokepreneur. That's what I call it. I'm just a brokepreneur who got all of this passion, but I ain't got no money in the bank.
Right. Well, it's something that I struggled with as well. I never denied.
I'm telling you.
We all have that struggle. Even though I'm in the money business, we still have the struggle of, you comparing yourself to other people. So I always go back. So this is when I'm pulling into my consulting background, and I'm like, go back to what do you want to be charged on an hourly basis? Go to your hourly rate. What do you want that number to be? Multiply that out by how, like if it was 8 hours of work, at the end of the day, is this equaling out what you need that to be on a weekly basis? Multiply that by 4 on a monthly basis, and then you multiply that by 12 on a yearly basis, because you're trying to get to that yearly number. Yeah. Whatever that yearly number it is, so you can back into it when you know what the hourly rate is. And a lot of times we don't know that. Yeah. So I was big on, okay, my hourly rate is this. And that I pulled that again, that's from my my professional background from being a consultant, because everything is based off their hourly rate. And they bumped that rate up because I used to do the finances. So I looked at my own rate and I said, that's not what I'm getting paid. And I was like, because they adding, I got to pay for her benefits. I got to pay for, her health care. I have to pay for this and that and this. So they bumped that amount up. So you may come up with, okay, I want to get paid $100 an hour. Okay, well, bump that up about, $125, $150. Because you got to add to the fact that as a business owner, you're now responsible for more stuff, your overhead.
Yeah. And I think that's dependent upon what your career is, right? So in the speaker industry, we're not hourly based, because what we do is so much bigger than how long it took me to prepare, or how long, because typically I'm, as a motivational speaker, I'm coming to an event and I'm speaking on stage for 45 minutes. Right. You're not paying me for 45 minutes of being on stage. You're paying me for the value that I'm delivering in that space, and the shift that's going to happen to the people who are hearing me. Like, how much more productive are they going to be? How much more business are they going to bring in? So I think what I love about what you said, and again, I think it could be based on industry. So I used to be a legal secretary, and everything was hourly. Yeah. So you may have to use this model and formula that Zenelia is speaking about, or you may have to do it more of a value-based model. You have to decide what works for you. Attorneys do billable hours. I know, because I used to have to put them in the computer all the time, and if at every 0.1 of a minute or an hour, they had to bill it. Right.
But so you can still do that. But you can still do that. Take that same approach. So let's say, for each speaking engagement, you say that I want to be here because I'm going to do this many speaking engagements a year. because I want my income to be this.
So here's how we do it. This is how I do it. So I back into it like you said. So I start first of all with what is my annual projection.
Right.
So I'll give you guys an example. If your annual projection is $100,000 a year, right? Let's just say, because a lot of women in business in their first 6 years, they aren't making that.
Right.
Did you know that the typical number is about $25,000?
Right.
Most women in business, entrepreneurs, are at $25,000 or less. We are passionate, but we are not monetizing our gift.
Yes.
So let's back into it. All right, I want to make $100,000 this year. Well, what does that mean I have to make every single month? So you divide that $100,000 by 12, which gives you $8,333.33. So now what are you going to do to earn $8,333.33 every single month? And if you want to back that out, like you said, into weeks, you can do that as well. So it is important that you have projections, monthly projections, annual projections, weekly projections, because then you have something to measure and analyze and assess. How close am I? Okay, if I said I needed $8,000 this month,
right,
and it's the half of the month and I only made $2,
right,
we got an issue here. I'm not going to meet my projection.
Right.
And then here's another thing I find a lot of women in business do. They might make it for 1 month and they get comfortable.
Right.
Or maybe they made a little bit over, so maybe they made the $10,000 instead of $8,333, and they get comfortable and they not on their grind and they not hustling like they were at first, and now here come the next month. Do you realize you got to repeat that?
Right.
You got to repeat that same thing.
Yes.
So whatever model you follow, I think the importance of what you're saying, and we're both saying, is have some projections.
Yes.
Back into the numbers.
Yes.
At least strategically approach how you're going to reach the numbers, which then means you got to have a list of what is it that you offer.
Right.
And let's talk about that. Let's talk about not putting all of our eggs in one basket. Because we, as businesswomen, we always talk about the importance of diversifying our revenue, having multiple streams of revenue.
Yes.
So talk about how you deal with that in your own business in terms of diversity outside of just the consulting.
Yes. So when I first, my industry is based on commissions for the most part. So you sell a product, you get commission. That was the model that I came into this industry under. And I had to really have a heart-to-heart with myself and say, you know what, that's not going to work for me because of who I'm marketing to. And I wanted to also give people different options on how they could work with me, because when I worked for someone else, I had to say no if they just wanted a consultation, because I wasn't going to make any money off of it. So then I was like, okay, well, how can I work with someone who just want to come and have a conversation? They're not ready to hand over a check for me to manage their money.
Right.
You know, they're not ready for me to do anything. They're like courting me. They're like, do I like you?
Right. Right.
I
KLT.
don't know,
KLT.
right?
Do they know? Do I know you, like you, trust you?
Right.
If I don't feel like those three factors are in, I'm not spending my money with you.
Exactly. So I gave people packages where they could work with me in different ways. So they can come to me and have a strategy session, and they pay me for that. If they want to work with me, but still don't want me to manage any money, but they want to work with me on a retainer, so I do a retainer like an attorney.
I love that.
The third way that people work with me is on a project basis. So maybe it's this one thing that you want me to do for you. Oh, I need you to really help me with, understanding my 401k and how to make that work. Or I have multiple 401ks and I need to figure out what to do with all of those different 401ks that I have from different companies. Oh, I have different insurance policies, can you help me figure out, do I need them all? If I decide to reduce them, what should I reduce it to? Do I need to look at other types of insurance that I need, such as long-term care? Do I have disability insurance? Because the federal government does not offer disability insurance to their employees. So do I have disability insurance? What kind of disability insurance? How much do I need? So that's a project base. And then the final way is if I'm actually managing the money. So that means you may roll over your 401ks to me and I manage the money for you.
Wow.
Okay.
That's serious right there. I got to know you, like you, and trust you for that. You manage my money. What? So I love that. So that was four streams right there. So the consultations that she does, the retainer, project based, and then managing people's money. So if you're in business, you've got to have multiple streams of revenue. What are you doing? It can't be one thing. If I only depended upon speaking, I'll be hungry.
Right.
I would be hungry, and my kids would be hungry, because sometimes you get these amazing opportunities and it's a big check, and you're like,
Right.
But it don't stop there if you want to get to the annual projection. So I have to make sure there are other things I'm pulling in. So for example, as a speaker, so I'm doing speaking, I then teach speakers. So I'm a master speaker development coach. So I have this whole program called Rock Your Stage where I teach new and emerging speakers. And then I write books and I do book projects. So I have anthologies where people can participate, and that's an investment.
Right.
I do VIP days. I have a couple coming in this Friday Friday
Right.
to do a VIP day with me. So there's all these other pieces, products, books, that you can add in. I do
Yes.
virtual programs.
Yes.
Like there's so many other things, masterminds, retreats. I encourage people to have at least 6 streams of revenue.
Right.
And some of that, and this is what I'm going to say, this is so important, don't only count the big money.
Right.
Right? Like 'cause
Right.
sometimes we counting the big money, but we losing
The little money.
on the table.
Right.
So even if you have like some type of membership, and that's something I'm really branching into this year more assertively. I'm not going to say aggressive. More assertively is the whole digital space.
Yes.
And, turning things into a virtual programs that I don't have to personally individually service.
Right.
So that your cash register is constantly cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yes.
Oh, we love that sound. Cha-ching, cha-ching,
Right.
cha-ching. I like that sound when I know I've gone into the studio and
Yes.
recorded something.
Yes.
And it's a powerful training, but people can just buy it and they get
Yeah.
the training automatically.
Exactly.
I don't have to be there to service it personally.
Yes.
And that allows me the harmony that I need to create with being a wife and being a mother.
Yes.
Because I can't just serve clients all day long.
That's right.
So you need multiple streams of revenue. So then I want you to talk a little bit about your book. Tell us the name of the book. You can hold it up, show it. I'll hold it up here to the folks on Facebook Live. Hey, I want to give a shout out to the people who are with us. Darlene, thanks for being here. Let's see who else we have. Michelle Mickens, thanks for being here. Hi, Nakia Marie, Melissa Williams, Karen Stallworth, Deb Moss, Amina McWhirter, Willie Montgomery, Glenda Kelly, Wayne Holland, Nadine Reed Chase, Ladrine Howard Peterson, Monique Piper. Child, the list go on and on. Margaret Harris, thank you so much for being here. Please share this out. So we are talking to Zenelia Harris, and she is about to share with us the title of her book, and just tell us what made you write the book. What are the contents of the book that people, without giving it all away, because
Right.
they got to buy it.
Right.
But what is it that you wanted people to get through the book? Yeah.
So Financing Stilettos initially started as a presentation that I did for the Junior League. And my husband, I remember it so clearly because we were sitting in bed and I was like, what should I call this presentation to get people engaged? And so we were like, Financing Stilettos. Oh, that's nice. Right? And then it began, I was working with someone helping me with some PR work. And I shared with him this name, Financing Stilettos. And he was like, that's the name of your blog. And it was like, okay, of course I like it. I came up with it. Of course I like it. So it became, me sharing financial information tips through articles on my blog. And I decided to take a lot of the information from the blog and actually include that in the book. And then I finagle shoes throughout the conversation. I didn't want this to be a textbook because who wants to sit and read a book about finance?
Right.
Unless you're interested in finance.
Right.
So I kept the book short and sweet, but I talk about the different stages that we go through as women throughout the book. Being single, getting married, getting divorced, being a widow, having children. I talk about all of those different stages that we go through as women. And I connect it to shoes and I connect it to finance.
I love it.
Giving you tips.
Yeah, and I love that because when you're passionate about it, it just, I always say, it oozes out of you.
Right.
So I love that you kept in mind who your audience was.
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter that you think it's a great topic.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
You could have written a 500-page textbook,
Right.
but you didn't. You took into account who your audience was, who the reading audience was going to be,
Yes.
and what they want. And
Yes.
that's so critical as women in business. Like, stop telling me what you want
Right.
and tell me what I want.
Right.
WIFM, what's in it for me? What do I get out of it? How do I get the quickest? And I'm a mother and a wife, and I ain't
Yes.
got time to read a 500-page
Right.
book, but I can read something at this level right
Yes.
here. Now, I understand that you are just being so sweet and generous and just kind today, and you are gifting. Did you say gift? Women love free stuff. We love free stuff. I don't care if it's an ink pen, a tote bag, but you're getting something of value to help shift your life. Zenelia is giving away 5 copies. Thank you so
Yes.
much for your generosity. 5 copies of the book to 5 of our viewing audience. So what you're going to do is you're going to send an email with the subject line, I want that book. That's what you got to put it. All right, you guys got this on Facebook Live. Subject line, I want that book. And you're going to tell them where they're going to send that. And then she'll connect with you after the show to get your mailing address. It may incorporate, I would assume, shipping costs. So she can ship it to you, which should be minimal. But you're going to get this book at no cost. It's going to be a gift to you. So I want that book in the subject line to
info@hhwealth, WEALTH.com. So send.
They put it on Facebook. I want that. I love it.
So
okay.
send me an email.
You got to send the email, guys, to
info@hhwealth, WEALTH.com.
All right, info@hh. Y'all are killing me on Facebook. Karen McCoy says, I want that book. Deborah Norris Curry, I want that book. Darlene, we love free stuff. All right, so if you really want it, you're going to send an email to info@hhwealth.com.
Yes.
Info. Can somebody type that in the feed? Melissa Williams, I need that book. She said she needed it. She said she wanted, she needed. Info, guys, send an email to info@hhwealth.com. And they still coming in.
Yeah.
Hey, testimony, lyrical artist, I want that book.
First 5.
It's only 5, y'all. After that, you got to put up some coins
Yes.
to get your copy.
And also read this with your daughters.
I love that. We got to talk about legacy before we let you go. We got about 5 more minutes. Tell them why, because I know that's a big part of your mission is passing that legacy down of financial literacy to our daughters. And I'm going to say and our sons, because I have 2 sons. But tell us why that was important to you and why it should be important to us as parents and
because of what we teach them about money is what they're going to use as an adult. So when I came up with my blog and the information that I put out there, first of all, I don't like to talk about money from a negative perspective, because I think if you talk about it from a negative perspective, it's difficult to move forward. Okay, my thing is about moving forward. Let's get to the place that make you feel good. Okay?
So give an example of talking about it from a negative perspective.
So whenever they talk about women and money, what are the things that you hear? We don't manage money correctly. We spend money like it's going out of style. We're gold diggers. No. We're wise with our money. We handle money very well.
I love that.
We run the household.
I love it.
Okay? And when we are actively engaged in investing, we actually make more money than men do.
Did you hear it? You heard it here on Impact the World Radio. Say it again.
When we actively get engaged with investing our money, we make more money than men do. Why? Because we don't make a lot of changes. We come up with our plan, we know what our goals are, and we stick with it.
I love it. So the reality is, though, that you have to have the plan of action. And so I would encourage you to get in touch with Zenelia if you are that person who came in 2018 and you like, look, some stuff got to change.
Yes.
And you are really serious to sit down and create the shift that's necessary. And sometimes I was saying this about my whole weight journey and wellness journey this year, which I'll talk about later through the coming months, but I had to acknowledge, I know you don't like negative words, but I had to acknowledge that it's okay that it's going to be hard. And so you may have to have that conversation. I think all the years before that I've been trying to release the weight and working on I'm working on it.
Right.
I never wanted to say the words, it's going to be hard.
Right.
But it was hard. It has been hard. But it's okay that it's hard, because I think anything that's worth having, that end result, it's okay that you got to get your hands dirty.
Right.
You got to get a little grit and a little grind.
Yes.
So that may be the case with your finances if you find yourself in a challenging position financially. But the great news is you can shift it.
Right.
With the
You can
right
shift,
support.
yes.
With the right help, with accountability, with somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yes.
Stop trying to figure it out on your own.
Yes.
you don't know.
Yes.
Like, that was my problem too for all this time. I'm like, oh, I know if I stop eating French fries and pizza, I lose weight. But it was bigger than that.
Right.
Like, I needed a plan of action. By somebody who had been doing it already, who had experienced a level of success.
Yes.
So you need a plan of action. And so I'm encouraging you to get in touch with Zenelia. And let's see, you're going to share your website and how they can connect with you online through social media or whatever your preference is.
Sure. So I just gave you one way to reach out to me. If you go to my website, www.hhwealth.com, and hang out there, because I have a lot of content on my website. I spent a lot of time writing that content on the website. So definitely hang out there, read the things that I have on the website. So go to hhwealth.com. And on there will be a pop-up, and if you want to get included on newsletters that I post, participating in the Morning Cup of Finance, which I'm having this Saturday, which is a 30-minute conversation that you have with me the fourth Saturday of each month. And there you can ask me questions and I can answer your questions. And it's a recorded call, but no one knows who you are. You can be in your pajamas, sipping on your tea or coffee or something else.
Because when you talk about your money, something else might have to be in the cup. I love it.
And, during that conversation, one, you get to hear from other women, them asking questions that may spur questions for you. And you don't have to feel like you're on the spot because no one can see you.
Yeah.
And I don't identify you by name. Well, some people I might. My clients, I know their voice. But for the most part, it's anonymous. No one knows who you are. And I think that that's a safe place as well for people to just come and ask questions. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at hhwealth.com and Facebook, hhwealth.
I love it. So hhwealth.com, connect with her on social media. You've just given us such great things to think about so that we can get started. I'm going to encourage people. I know people have already their inbox and talking about, I sent my email, so when you get home, you deal with that. But otherwise, you guys go online and get a copy of this book, Finance in Stilettos.
It's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. Search for Zanelia Harris. Look for this book. We need to shift the trajectory of our lives, and by shifting the trajectory of our finances.
It changes your legacy.
Doesn't it? It changes your legacy. It changes what you have access to. Money matters.
Yes.
And I don't care how much you say, well, I don't need that much.
Yes.
Money matters. It opens you up to things that otherwise you could not experience.
Right.
When I took my kids to India last year, that was a financial cost.
Yes.
Come on now.
Like
5 people, a flight to India. We were in India for like 7 days. That's 7 days of hotel cost.
Right.
And look, we're a family of 5, so we always get 2 rooms.
Right.
We can't just get 1 room at the hotel no more. My kid's too big for that now. My son's got stinky feet now. You need your own room. You need your own room. You can't stay up here with us. And then eating, that's cost. So I'm telling you what I know, that being financially stable and secure will allow you to experience life in a way that you have never experienced it. And don't ever count yourself out that you can't get to that place, no matter where you are right now. So I love that you create that safe space for people to learn, to hear what other people are asking so that they can grow as well. I would be remiss before we close if I did not mention, I actually did a little bit of research online, and I always I'm trying to get better with the whole digital thing, especially with the millennials. That's their thing, right? Apps. Everything is an app. Right. Really? Why can't you just tell me what it is? No, go to this app, download the app. So there were some apps, and I mentioned one of them to you that you had heard about. For those of you who kind of want to get your money in order, just tracking your spending. So there's an app called Mint.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know if that's an app. That's a website. Mint.com. Is it an app too? Maybe it's an app too. Look it up. Yeah, somebody's shaking in their head. And it's an app. And that allows you to kind of track your spending, and it updates and categorizes your information. So all you have to do is connect your debit card or credit card or whatever you're spending from to that app, and it will categorize so that you can see how much you're spending. I was spending a whole heck of a lot of money on food because I was eating out all the time. Now I'm on this health and wellness journey. I cook at home more than I've ever cooked and it's a good thing. So it's helping me physically, but it's also helping me financially because I'm saving that money. Okay, so in the book, look at you. You a bad man, Cheryl. I love somebody who hear me talking about they just turn the page like, here you go, girl. I got you. So on page 92, there's a whole list of financial apps that you can utilize. Y'all, you need to get your hands on this book. And I'm not going to read the apps to you because I want you to buy the book. If I tell it to you, you won't need to buy the book. So page 92, I'm sitting here for myself looking at a whole list of financial apps that you can use and leverage. A couple other ones I found was Swag Bucks. And this is a way to earn, for those of you who want to earn more, earn rewards on Swag Bucks through paid surveys. So it could take you about 20 minutes, but you can earn a couple extra dollars. For those of you who say, I need some extra income and I don't want to drive Uber. Or maybe you can consider doing something from home, some paid survey. There's something called Paribus, Paribus, which helps you get your money back for online purchases. So if you shop through Target or Walmart and Old Navy and places like that, it will this app, Paribus, will detect a price drop on something that you've bought at over 20 major retailers, and then it will negotiate with the store and pay you the difference.
Wow.
Hello, talking about coins back in your bank account.
Yes.
Look that up. Another one is called Drop. This company says they want to drop some cash in your wallet. So after you link your credit or debit card, they'll give you points whenever you make a drop qualified purchase. So that might be at the grocery store. It might be if you're using an Uber. It might be ordering pizza. But the points add up, and then you can exchange the points for gift cards to popular retailers so that you're saving that money. So they have Amazon, they have Starbucks. If you're a big Starbucks drinker, guess what? They're going to be sending you the points. You can get the gift card and save those coins that you were spending on, you know, $5-6 at Starbucks every day. And then the last one I saw, and a friend of ours, Tiffany Edmonds, she's been posting a lot about this on Facebook, is called Dosh, D-O-S-H. And that's a bank app that allows you to kind of look for coupons when you're shopping, when you're dining out, when you're booking hotels, so that you're saving money. So we like to add value to you guys and always give you things that you can check out. And of course, do your due diligence. You know, I'm not advocating for any of these sites that I'm mentioning or these apps that I'm mentioning. I'm just saying do your due diligence and look around and find ways that you can be very intentional and strategic about saving your coins, growing your coins, and getting your finances in order.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Zanelia, for being here. We want to take a break. And I don't know what we're going to do because we don't want to play music because we don't want this to get cut off Facebook Live. So we probably going to just mute out for a couple seconds, you guys, and put up something on the screen, and we'll be back in about 3 minutes.
Bye, everyone.
And we're coming back with the amazing Trinace. That's what we coming back with. Trinace. Nailed that name, Hunty. And she's going to be performing for us, so you want to stick around for that. Hey, Facebook people. Darlene says it's eye-opening to see where your money is really going. You bet that.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. All right, we'll be back in a couple minutes. Thank you so
Hello?
much.
Hey, girl. Oh, what's wrong? Girl, I just went to a major dealership and got ripped off on a luxury car. Ugh.
Well, I just got a great deal on a luxury car at Star Imports in Camp Springs, Maryland. They took their time with me, treated me with respect, and helped me find a perfect car.
Hey, DMV, looking for a unique car buying experience? Tired of high-pressure sales? Good news. At Star Imports, you'll be delighted with our boutique-style car buying experience. We're committed to treating you with the utmost respect, even if you have less than perfect credit. Check out our impressive selection of pre-owned BMWs, Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, Jaguars, and other imports starting at $5,988. For fast online guaranteed credit approvals, go to starimports.com. That's STARRIMPORTS.com. Or call 301-423-8000. Star Imports, home of the boutique-style car buying experience. Located in Camp Springs, Maryland, off exit 7B off the Beltway, next to Red Lobster.
are back. Thank you so much for being with us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just going to keep it moving. I'm going to shout out my sponsors, and I'll tell you a little bit more about them in a little while. But my platinum sponsors, Cherie M. Good, she is in the building today. You will hear from her in our next segment. She is the founder of TotalHarmonyEnterprises.com and the annual Recharge Health, Wellness, and Fitness Expo. And we'll talk about that. We've actually been talking about that throughout the course of the month and encouraging you guys to get registered. Another one of our platinum sponsors, Ladrine Peterson. She's a career and business strategist who's passionate about inspiring and helping others to optimize and implement ideas, fulfill dreams, and achieve personal and professional goals. I love this. She helps turn dreamers into doers. You can check her out online at do-it. That's just her whole thing. Do it. Like everything she says, just do it. So do-it-delivers.com. Do-it-delivers.com. And then our two gold sponsors, who are another two amazing women, Miss Amina McWhirter, who's the founder of Love by the Handles Incorporated. That's a 501c3 nonprofit community-based organization that serves individuals in transition in the D.C. metropolitan area. Their goal is to provide a gift of love and financial support for individuals who are in their transitional stages of life. So they offer an array. I just love why she calls it Love by the Handles. She offers an array, this organization offers an array of items that can be contained in a bag with a handle for those in need, such as cell phones, workforce development tips, school supplies, clothing, whatever it is, because most times when we give what? Most times people give in a trash bag, don't they? They pack everything up in a trash bag and they drop it off at Goodwill or something. And she wants these individuals who are going through transition, who are primarily women that she's working with, to have their dignity. Like, don't give them nothing in a trash bag. Put it in a bag, a pretty bag with a handle. Don't you love that? I'm like, that's so powerful. And so she is one of our gold sponsors. You can check her out at lovebythehandles.org. She's actually doing a live event on February 10th, because February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. So they are helping to raise awareness and raise funds at Lord & Taylor, which is on 5255 Western Avenue Northwest in Washington, D.C. There's a $10 donation. You can visit lovebythehandles.org to learn more. And last but not least, Robin Rogers, my girl, who is a lifestyle and image expert who helps women to develop greater self-confidence and reflect on that confidence through inner and outer image. She empowers women to enjoy a transformed lifestyle despite life-changing trauma and transition. I love that she shares her story of being married for 29 years and unexpectedly getting a divorce, and how that just shifted everything about herself, her life. She had to find herself again, and now she helps other women to really develop their confidence after going through transitional experiences in life. You can visit her at robinrogersempowers.com. And so moving on, now we get some excitement. We get some juice in the building. We get a little bit of a performance here. I'm so excited. I posted on my Facebook page that this young lady was coming into the studio, and, you know, she must have all these fans, raving fans. So people are like, oh my God, you're going to be so blessed. I love when we get that type of reaction and response. This is our first time meeting in person, but already I love her spirit. And I say we sisters, because she got her shoes off. Y'all know they call me the Patti LaBella speaking because my shoes always come off. So this sister got her shoes off, ready to perform. Her name is Dr. Trenace Richardson. Let me add the doctor. Dr. Trenace Richardson, she's a nationally recognized speaker, author, vocalist, and mentor dedicated to helping others grow, connect, and lead from the soul. She is a passionate and energetic preacher, teacher, and psalmist, nicknamed the Fireball, y'all. I wonder why. I think we're about to find out why. So without further ado, we're going to turn it over to Miss Trenace, give her the right props, Dr. Trenace Richardson. Thank you for being here.
Good to be here. And this is an encouragement to everybody, but especially women who are ready to leave back behind in 2017, whatever you don't want, and coming into 2018 to be empowered and determined to move forward. I've had so many ups and downs. Don't know how much more I can take. See, I decided that I've cried my last tear yesterday. Yeah. See, either I'm gonna trust you, or I may as well walk away. 'Cause stressing don't make it better. Don't make it better, no way. See, I decided that I've cried my last tear yesterday.
Everybody is like, yes, and they putting up fireballs and all kind of stuff on Facebook. You get love and hearts and applause and claps. And thank you so much for blessing us with that. That was beautiful. Where does all of that fire come from?
Well, God, of course, I give all glory to God. I've been singing ever since I was little in kindergarten choir and all those things as a little kid and being encouraged, and really just felt music was a ministry very early on, that it could move people and help people. And as God moved me into preaching as well as teaching and helping to empower women, it's still a tool and a gifting that God helps me use to usher in the emotions and the feelings and the release. I love your word.
Yes.
And the release of what he wants to do with all of us. So.
I love that.
Thank
and so
you.
it's written all over you. You're such a powerhouse, not just in the song, but I know there's so much more, and we're gonna have you come back
I would love
and sit
to.
at the table
Yes.
and really get into dialogue and conversation, because I know there's just some juicy stuff that you have to share. But
would love that.
I would say, as a teacher and as a psalmist, could you give us just a powerful word for women who may be in a dark space right now,
Yeah.
and they want that release, and they want to emerge from perhaps some of the crap that they've been dealing with and
Yeah.
accepting in their lives? Can you give us just kind of a word as we go out on how they can really muster up the courage and the boldness to say, this year I deserve better?
Yeah. So thank you for the opportunity to do that. I would just briefly say, you know what? First of all, it is okay to not be okay. I think we have to acknowledge exactly where we are first before we can move forward. And so many of us try to put, if we're in church, we put the church face on. If we're in corporate America, we have to look strong so that nobody sees weakness and all those things. And so I would first say it is okay to acknowledge that you are not okay. I keep a Real Women t-shirt on because I believe that authentic, realistic acknowledgments are what are going to move us forward and progress. And so that's the first place I would start. And then the second place is just to find a community, a trusted community, especially talking to women, but find a community that allows you to connect in an authentic way, to share your dreams and your hopes, your frustrations, and vent all of those things that you need to do. You find that in a community, because we cannot progress in isolation. We all need somebody. So it's okay to not be okay, and to find your community. And if you're curious about our community, realwomenrock.org is our community.
All right, I like that. I didn't even know anything about that. So give that again, Real Women Rock.
Realwomenrock.org is where you
Somebody
can go
type
for
that in the
our
feed. Yeah,
community. Yes, it's an authentic community where we meet in live spaces, and we also meet virtually so that we can connect, and we literally give each other permission to not be okay. And then we move forward and help each other grow and be better.
I love that. One of my big sayings is, you've got to go into spaces where you are celebrated, not tolerated.
Yep.
And the moment I go into a space and I feel like I'm just being tolerated, or you want me to dim my 100-watt light bulb down to 45, I'm out of there. I'm never coming back there again. I have to go into spaces that are authentic, that allow me to be authentic, and that allow me to be vulnerable, and allow me to have those moments where, you know what, let me put my leader hat over here for a moment. I just need to break down in my ugly Oprah cry right now. And then I need you to respect me when I put my leader hat back on.
Absolutely.
So I love that.
Yes, we don't want to know your title initially, and then we want to respect your title overall. But the first thing, we want you to come in with the name your mama gave you, and so that we can really help each other as women grow, so that we can be all of those other things outside of the room. But how can we truly be those things to other people if we haven't really served ourselves well first? And so in every area, I love that you're working on fitness and you're working on finances, because holistically in every area, we all need to grow, but to acknowledge where we are first, and then see that growth process take place together, I think is where we are. So we would love any woman who's interested. We host live sessions as well as virtual sessions. We would love to see you.
So guys, make sure that you check it out, realwomenrock.org. I love that. I love everything that I'm hearing about the mission and the vision of the organization. It sounds powerful. As women, we wear so many hats. We have so much stuff on our shoulders, and we do need those authentic sisterhood spaces where we can just be who we are as a woman. That's one of the things in the past year, I've really had to start to redefine is not Cheryl, the business coach, not Cheryl, the motivational speaker, not Cheryl, the wife, not Cheryl, the mother, Cheryl, the woman.
Yes.
And it's so important that we feed that part of us. And that's a great space that I'm in right now, acknowledging that that's okay for me to just feed Cheryl, the woman. So I love that. And I'm definitely going to be looking into where you guys meet up, and don't be surprised if Cheryl would pop up at your event.
We in PG County, girl.
All right now, Prince George's. Look, let me tell you, Prince George's, they get hot. You say PG County up in
We're
here.
In Prince George's County, Maryland.
Beautiful Prince
yes,
George's County. We love you. We love you, Trinace, Dr. Trinace Richardson. Thank you for being with us. I will definitely be reaching out to your folks so that we can have you back in the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to take a brief break, and then we're going to be back with our second segment. We're going to be bringing on Cherie M. Good, who is gearing up for her 8th annual Recharge Health, Wellness, and Fitness Expo. She's the Recharge strategist doing great things in the community. And we're going to have a young little, I call her a young little diva entrepreneur who is a poet who is talking about how she sees things in the world. And we can't wait to have her in the studio with us as well. So stay tuned. Give us just about 3 or 4 minutes. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, sis. You want to come over and do a photo?
Hello?
Hey, girl.
What's wrong?
Girl, I just went to a major dealership and got ripped off on a luxury car. Ugh.
Well, I just got a great deal on a luxury car at Star Imports in Camp Springs, Maryland. They took their time with me, treated me with respect, and helped me find the perfect car.
Hey, DMV, looking for a unique car buying experience? Tired of high pressure sales? Good news. At Star Imports, you'll be delighted with our boutique style car buying experience. We're committed to treating you with the utmost respect, even if you have less than perfect credit. Check out our impressive selection of pre-owned BMWs, Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, Jaguars, and other imports starting at $5,988. For fast online guaranteed credit approvals, go to starimports.com. That's STARRIMPORTS.com. Or call 301-423-8000. Star Imports, home of the boutique style car buying experience. Located in Camp Springs, Maryland, off exit 7B off the Beltway, next to Red Lobster.
still live. Hi,
Hello,
y'all.
welcome. Charlotte, North Carolina in the building. Hey, guys, welcome back. We are here at Impact the World Radio. Guys, we're here every Wednesday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. We want to invite you to join us by going to voxwave.com. Tell a friend, share it out. I don't think you should ever have access to something that's powerful and not share it with someone else, right? Especially in the whole sisterhood, women. And speaking about sisterhood, I get to sit next to this amazing, I still feel like I'm fuzzy. You don't feel like I'm fuzzy? Can you pull back a little bit from us? We look fuzzy. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. So talk about sisterhood. I get to sit next to this amazing woman who is actually, yes, that's it right there. That's where I'm supposed to be because it's not fuzzy now. Okay, I know. I got LASIK, LASIK eye surgery, but I know it wasn't fuzzy because of that. Cherie M. Good is in the building, y'all. People on Facebook are already shouting you out. Hey, Twin Powers. Hey, y'all. Hi, Lakeisha. Hi, Tina. Welcome. And so I get to talk to my actual twin sister. If you guys didn't know, we are actually twin sisters, biological twin sisters. Take your glasses off so that they can really see us better. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Oh,
I'll hold your phone.
You hold my phone.
That's how
All
we
right.
roll.
All right. You see when we get close?
And when we are together, it used to irritate my mom so bad because we always just act goofy and laugh, and it would drive her crazy. And I don't think anything has changed even at this age.
No,
we are the big 4-4 now. Can you believe it? She's like, don't tell nobody that. We fine, girl, for 44.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
True that.
But on a serious note, she's my sister, and I love her, and I love everything she's doing in the community. But she's also a powerful businesswoman who is really making a huge impact, and we're going to talk about that. So let me give her more of a proper introduction. Cherie M. Good is the founder and CEO of Total Harmony Enterprises. She's a wife and a mother, as well as the creator of the annual Recharge Health, Wellness, and Fitness Expo. This is her 8th year serving the community, and we'll talk about that. She's been a licensed practical nurse for the past 26 years. Girl, you don't look old enough for being in a career for 26 years. She is an Amazon #1 best-selling international author. She's a speaker. She's a coach. And she's also an American Heart and Stroke Association ambassador and spokesperson. She's known to most as the Recharge Strategist, where she teaches professional women strategies for self-care to recharge their mental, physical, and emotional batteries for success in life and business. Y'all, we be bringing some bad mamma jammas in the studio. She's been featured on ABC, Dr. Oz, Wendy Williams, Baltimore's TV 25, Society Moms, TV, Radio 1, WOLB Radio, the Baltimore Times, and she's received so many awards that we don't have time because we've been here for an hour reading her awards. But amongst those awards, she has been nominated for the 2013 Top 100 Minority Enterprises Award by the MBE. She's been awarded as a Woman of Power, by Woman to Woman organization, as well as named 2011 Professional Businesswoman of the Year by the Professional Black Women's Network. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Twin Powers.
I'm so excited that you're finally here in the studio live with me. So let's talk about this whole idea of, everybody is on, I believe at the beginning of the year, this whole fitness kick.
Right.
And I think it's a great thing. Like, I don't underestimate the value of what the start of a new year can do, because people are re-energized and they're excited about new beginnings. And sometimes it takes a new year for some people to really feel like they can focus and get back on track. So can you talk about the importance of us making our health and our wellness and fitness a priority, not something that's optional in our lives, but a priority, something that's mandatory? And why do you feel that way?
Well, first of all, just the fact that I've been a nurse for 26 years, I see the end result of people not taking care of themselves, or the end result after someone is diagnosed with a disease, a disorder, or a life-ending situation. And so the things that we do years before we get to that point actually have an impact years down the line. So things that we did as teenagers actually have an impact on us when we're in our 30s, when we're in our 40s. And so a lot of it, especially for women, is neglecting ourselves. So we're moms, we're sisters, we're aunties, we're best friends, we're sister girls, we're everything else to everybody else, but oftentimes we neglect the person that is the glue to our relationships, which is ourselves. So we keep the families together. We make sure typically that the kids, whether you have a dad in the home or not, we make sure the kids are okay.
Amen.
If you're sick, who do we often go to? Mommy. We want to go lay. I want my mama.
So
who do they say hi to on the news? Like, even when you're a celebrity, like, hi, mom. That's the first person you say hi to.
And they should. We let you live in our stomach for 9 whole months. So you owe us that.
Right, so that bond is created early.
Yeah.
So moms are the go-to person in society, in the world, period. You're the first person that typically a person will go to. So with wearing all those hats, it becomes tiresome. It becomes cumbersome to us because we're trying to be everything to everybody else, but oftentimes we forget to take care of self.
Yeah. I love, every time I hear you use this, there's an analogy that you use about how we charge up our devices.
Yes.
So can you share that with the audience about the importance of recharging us so they can understand this whole concept of being the recharge strategist the same way that we recharge our devices?
Right. So, all of us have these things called gadgets, right? Our cell phones, our laptops, all these other gadgets that we carry around, our Bluetooths, we have all these things. And if we get that warning signal that says, hey, you have 10 minutes, 10% life left, we're running to the nearest McDonald's, Starbucks, borrowing plugs from people. We're like, we don't care how we get the juice, we just want the juice.
Yes.
Why don't we have that same sense of urgency when it comes to taking care of ourselves? Why don't we say, hey, I got to get my 10 minutes of just breaths in. I have to get 10 minutes just to relax, rejuvenate myself. I have to get 10 minutes just to do nothing, have a moment of stillness so that I can switch hats, go to the next role so that I'm not burning myself out.
That is just so powerful. Because you're right. We will stalk somebody. You got to cool it.
You gotta
borrow your
cool it, right.
We stopping over to McDonald's or the Starbucks trying to find somewhere to plug in so that we can recharge. And you always talk about that as well, like with our laptops. You don't let your laptop just run nonstop.
Right.
You reboot it, you recharge it so that you can get the best performance out of it.
Exactly.
So we have to think of ourselves, our bodies the same ways that we want to get the best performance out of it. So we've got to slow down sometimes so that we avoid complete burnout. And I think that from my perspective, your body tells you when you need to slow down. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. Our body talks to us. We just ignore what it says.
That's it.
Because we have another agenda. But our body gives us warning signs, like even just something as simple as dry mouth. Your body is telling you, hey, you need to rehydrate. Our body, through our skin, if you start to have breakouts, if you get a pimple, it's telling you, hey, you need to detox.
Wow.
Hey, your hormones are out of balance, depending on what end of your face breaks out. Your lower face is hormonal, upper you need a colon cleanse. So our body talks to us, but we ignore the signs that our body gives us off.
Interesting. So I've been on this little health and wellness thing. I ain't talking about it big because I don't want to jinx it yet. I've been having some little results and I'm proud of my results, but I'll share that later. But I have been breaking out. I'm like, what is this coming from? Like, I never get pimples.
And when you change up, you're changing up your eating habits.
Completely.
You're drinking more
I
water.
I haven't had sugars or carbs in 23 days.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Girl, I thought the first week I thought I was going to kill somebody. I was like, oh my God.
You were just like, I just want a piece of bread.
Yes. And even now, every once in a while, I just scream out, I just want a piece of bread. Because, the urge is still there, but it's just not as potent as it was before. But yeah, I noticed that I was like breaking out up in the top part of my forehead. I'm like, what's going on?
Because you're drinking all that water, and now your body is flushing out all those toxins that have been trapped for so long. And your skin is your largest organ, so that's the organ that's going to reflect it. So, we need water. That's why I just did a live this week about the necessity of water for your health. Without water, there's so many signals like headaches. People don't associate headaches to dehydration. That's the number one cause of headaches, dehydration. Wow. So if you're not drinking enough, if you have bad breath, drink some water first.
Wow.
Get yourself lubricated. It's like oil to a car. If you would never ever think about putting, running your car and running it and not putting oil in it because the engine is going to burn out, right? You're going to blow it. Same thing with your body. If you never ever put water in your body, you're not lubricating your organs. You're not nurturing your skin. Yeah. And then guess what? Your body's going to burn out. Your kidneys are going to shut down, and you're going to have those signals that are letting you know you need to be rehydrated.
I love that. I love when you come in with the old medical talk. I'm like, how am I supposed to end up in medical and I can't stand even walking in the hospital? I was like, oh God, I feel weak.
I feel weak.
But she's so good at it, and she loves her patients.
I do.
And that's been since we went to a vocational technical high school in Baltimore. Shout out to Mervo.
Mergenthal, Tech, class of 91.
And I took up business and Cherie took up nursing. And so she graduated at 18 years old, high school, as 17 as an LPN, as a licensed practical nurse, and she's been doing that for 26 years. So I love that you're able to bring kind of the medical side and the medical perspective or view of what can happen. So talk about from your perspective, because you see so much in the medical field, about some of the things that you've seen firsthand when people ignore the little signs of something is not right, something, I need to change something. Maybe it's my diet, maybe it's drinking more water, maybe it's I need to exercise. Right. Like have you seen anything where someone ignored the signs and it led to something worse, versus if they had just paid attention to the smaller signs, it didn't have to be as difficult or challenging as it was?
I think probably the saddest case that I've probably seen was a young lady in her 50s who she had alcohol-induced dementia. So people take for granted how much alcohol they consume. And so she drank so much that she sent herself into a state of dementia. So if anybody knows about dementia, what that is like, it's like plaquing in the brain. So she literally had to be drinking a lot, and she was likely an alcoholic if she ended up with that. So now she's in a facility where, 55, that's pretty young, and being taken care of well now and eating properly and not having alcohol. She'll probably live a very long time with this disease, and she's confused in a facility now. So, just little things that our body tells us. If you're starting to have forgetfulness, if you notice that you don't remember how you got somewhere because you were drinking and all that stuff, it's time to slow down on the alcohol.
Slow down, push back a little
slow
bit.
down. I think that's one that's really, really been bad. And just a lot of times we think we can fix ourselves, especially if we're in the medical field. Because
even if you're not, 'cause I swear for the Lord, I can diagnose myself through Google. I'm like, girl, I know what I got. I know what I got because I Googled it. And
Let me tell you, Google is your friend with everything except your health. Stop Googling people. Stop Googling. Go to the doctor. If you have a question about it, go to the doctor. Let a professional who is trained tell you what's going on. Because, you can't draw your own blood.
Right.
You don't know what your blood says until you go to the lab and get it drawn and get those numbers back. And sometimes we're treating things the wrong way. Ladies, do not treat yourself for what you think is a yeast infection. It could be more. It could be signs that you have a cancer going on that you don't even recognize. So I would say, if your body tells you anything is out of whack or not right, go get it checked out. What's the worst case scenario? The doctor's going to say nothing's wrong, and you go back to your normal being. So I just say don't ignore signs that your body's giving you, even when it comes down to stuff as simple as sinus infections.
All right, so I love that. And I don't know how we lost our Facebook Live connection, but we're back, guys. We're back. So I do think it's very important. And I like to be very transparent on the show, and I like to use myself as kind of the guinea pig, because it is true that your body will tell you. I remember this was, a year now. When did I have my gallbladder taken out? Like last year or something like that. But before that, for a whole year, I had been having issues. Right. And I just would never go to the doctor because I hate going to the doctors. I hate it with
And what
passion.
did I tell you? You need to go get that checked out.
Go get it checked out. But I didn't. And I just kept, so I would have these bouts of pain, these painful, whatever you call it, right? And I'm like bent over in pain, like couldn't do nothing about it, and I would just let it subside. I would deal with the pain. I have a very high tolerance for pain, and that's because of my medical history. I had endometriosis, I've had fibroids, I've had 6 major abdominal surgeries, so I just have a very high tolerance for pain. Right. I can sit in pain for a long time, and I did. I would allow myself to just go through these painful episodes, and then be like, okay, it's gonna go away, and it'll go away, and it'll go away, and I go back to what I'm doing. And the reality was that my body was telling me that what I was putting in, I needed to stop.
Right.
The hot wings, the fried foods, tomato-based foods, spicy foods, that's what it ended up being. I didn't find that out until literally about a year later, when I had gone through so much pain. I was like, okay, I just can't do this no more. Right. I've got to go to the doctor. And sure enough, that's what it ended up being. And I had to have gallbladder surgery. But my diet, just my diet could have shifted that. Yeah. It could have changed that. And so you do have to listen to your body.
And that's with a lot of illnesses, like even diabetes. Your diet shapes, whether you need insulin or not. Yes. Just something as simple as changing how much sugar you consume in your diet can have such a huge impact. Even on your energy level. People always go to sugar and say, hey, I do the sugar so I can stay upbeat during the day. No, it's a quick fix. It gives you that quick boost of energy, and then afterwards you're left zapped. Yep. It gives you that false sense of energy. Yeah. Get that pure energy through natural things that you drink. Drink water. That helps to energize you. You don't feel as fatigued. And a lot of people don't know, like especially in the afternoons, after 12, we wonder why we get so sleepy after lunch. There are hormones that are released in your body at certain times during the day. So in the afternoon, there's a hormone that's released in our bodies that make us drowsy anyway. Wow. So when you're putting sugar on top of that, you're getting this false sense of high, and then you're crashing. Wow. And you're wondering why you can't stay awake. You're feeling fatigued. Right. So we have to listen to our bodies, especially like things that we're consuming. Like you said, I stopped eating beef and pork about, I'm going to say almost 9 years ago now.
Y'all, let me just say, she is hardcore. Like, I love my sister, but I can't stand going to the restaurant with her because she's going to ask the waitress 1,000 questions about what are the green beans cooked in? Yes. What is this and what is that? Because she can't, and I understand why, because it will make you physically sick.
It makes me physically sick. Yeah. Like, I get very, very ill. I cannot tolerate even the juice off of pork or anything. If it's on my food, if I want a sub when I'm cheating, y'all, I'm not telling y'all something, but when I'm cheating and I want a chicken cheesesteak, I'm like, you have to clean the grill first. And they hate seeing me come because they know I'm going to watch you clean the grill because I tell them I'm allergic. That's the way that I get away with it, because otherwise they'll ignore me like, whatever, she being picky. No, I really, really get violently ill now if I have beef or pork, even the juice off of it.
But I think that's so powerful. It speaks to the fact that your body will adjust to what routines and behaviors and patterns you create. So even with me, with this whole no carb, no sugar thing that I'm on, right? It's like my body is adjusting. My taste buds are actually adjusting. When I first started, I was like, how am I going to do this? Because I can't have those like seasonings. I can't have seasonings. What is it called? I don't even know the name of it anymore. I can't have seasonings.
Seasoned salt?
Seasoned salt.
Yes.
I can have sea salt. Sorry, I was getting it like confused. I can have sea salt because it has different, I guess, minerals or whatever, but I can't have seasoned salt. Any of those things that have like a bunch of that regular salt in it and sugars in it. Let me tell you, in 1 week, my pressure went down. My blood pressure went down drastically. I'm talking about from 85 over 92 or 95 to 130 over 80 in a week. 7 days. That's how much food has an impact on you and on your body and what your body is doing for you and the energy. And that, my energy is like, psh, I'm like, all right, what else I'm gonna do? When I leave here, I gotta pick up the kids and I feel like the Energizer Bunny.
Right.
And that's not from sugar, it's from eliminating sugar, but it was very hard to get to that place. But your taste buds will adjust. You'll get used to it.
Because now if I taste the soda, I don't drink soda. So now if I get a taste of soda, I'm like, God, this is so sweet or it's so strong. So your body does adjust and your body rejects things, and that's your signal. Like I was getting sick. That's why I stopped eating beef.
Right.
Pork, I just did that just for health reasons. Right. It's not healthy and it's not the cleanest animal. And, and then the sodium,
bacon, no,
turkey bacon. But
turkey bacon.
But the beef, every time I ate beef, I would get just sick. My stomach would just be in pain and I would be sick and have all these gastrointestinal problems.
Right.
So I said, I'm not eating any more beef. And I just stopped and I felt better. My colon felt better. So
awesome.
I just stuck with it. So it's been like almost 9 years now.
And so I love that you are not just doing this for you. So you have shifted how you eat, how you live, getting extra. I know you exercise very frequently. You're in the gym, going to kickboxing classes and things like that. I think all of us have to give ourselves a little bit of grace. Sometimes, you're not always going to be 100% on. I think that's okay. That's life. But I love that you are taking what you've done for you, for yourself and your family, and you are now expanding that into the community. And I shouldn't say now because you've been doing it. This is the 8th year that you've been doing it through your annual Health, Wellness, and Fitness Expo, which is now the Recharge Expo. Exactly. Tell us a little bit more about the expo, when it's happening, and what is the intention of the expo.
Okay, so it's going down Saturday, April the 4th. It's going down Saturday, April the 14th. From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. If we go over a little bit, it's okay because we have a powerhouse panel that's going to end it out. But it's going to be at the DoubleTree by Hilton in Pikesville, Maryland. It's totally free to the community to attend. If you're interested in being a vendor, we still have some vendor spaces available. And the purpose of the Recharge Expo is to get people just to take a serious interest in their health. So we have healthy food samples. We have vendors that are selling nutritious products, or if you're just someone that needs some shopping therapy to feel good about yourself, whatever it is that nurtures your mind, body, and spirit. So our whole focus this year is mind, body, and spirit. What are you doing to nurture yourself? What are you doing to present the best version of yourself to the world? If you're not happy with something about yourself, there are 3 pieces to the puzzle: mind, body, spirit. If any of those pieces are bent, broken, missing, we need to do the work for ourselves so that we can pour into others, because we can't pour into others if our cup is half full.
You got that right. We actually have a question coming in for you from Facebook Live. And the person says, hey, WD Gilly, thank you for being here. I know that what we eat impacts our overall health, but I always thought it was the quantity that makes the difference. Your thoughts? And then the person goes on to say, I can't have seasoned salt, me either, child, or Mrs. Dash either. I realize it triggers migraine. So let's just go back to the basic part of the question, which is they thought that it was the quantity of what you eat versus what you eat.
Well, if your body is telling you that you shouldn't have it, then don't have it. So, like, again, my body was rejecting beef. For whatever reason, I have no idea. But all of a sudden, I started eating beef, and I tried different types of beef, different ways to prepare it. And every single time, I would have excruciating abdominal pain. And then followed by intestinal, stuff. So, just not to get graphic. So, every single time, and I noticed it was only when I had beef. And so I said, I'm going to not eat beef for a week. I didn't have any intestinal problems at all. So that told me my body was rejecting it for whatever reason. And I used to be anemic, so I would try to load up on beef. But, you know, having hysterectomies and all that kind of stuff, that fixed my problem. But my body was still rejecting the beef. So I just stopped. So if your body is telling you not to have it, don't have it. If it's something that you love and your body's not rejecting it, yes, portion control is huge. So your plate should be, the majority of your plate should be vegetables. That's the first thing. Fruit or vegetables on your plate. And you still have to watch the type of fruit that you're eating, because some of the fruits, like bananas, are loaded with sugar.
Right.
So you have to be very strategic about what you're putting on your plate. Your starch should be the smallest portion on your plate. So your meat, first your vegetables should take up majority of your plate. The meat should be your next largest portion, and then your starch should be the smallest portion on your plate.
That's great information. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for that question.
Thank you.
And then here's another thing that I want to throw into the mix is that you cannot, believe me from firsthand experience, you cannot outwork a bad diet. That's another thing. Meaning you can hit the gym. I told y'all I was in the gym doing the ropes, lifting weights. It was like, yeah, right?
And
2
stop,
weeks later, 3
and stop
weeks
thinking
later.
Chick-fil-A is the healthy fast food.
Well, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later from working
Everybody
out,
thinks that.
I would be working out hardcore, going to the gym every single day, but it was doing nothing. I was not dropping a single pound because I did not change the way I ate. Eating is like 85% of the equation. So if you're a person like me and you know you're ready for your release, like this year, this weight is gone. It's gone. I've already started to release, and every week I go to the doctor and I'm like, yeah, because I shifted my eating. It has nothing to do. I mean, I go to the gym. I go maybe 3 times a week, but before I was going 7 days a week to the gym, working out, doing squat, doing all of this stuff. Didn't change my eating, and nothing. Like I was not reaping the benefits that I really wanted to see. So just know that's why, and that's what I love about your expo is that it incorporates the health, the fitness, and the wellness.
Right.
It's not just one or the other. It's come and learn how you can eat healthy, come and learn how to get your body moving, and you even provide those healthy food samples at the expo.
Right, and come and get screened, because a lot of us don't know our numbers. So if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your cholesterol, you don't know your sugar level, you don't know your blood pressure, how are you going to fix something that you don't even know?
Yeah.
So come out to the expo, get those free screenings so you can know where you stand and know what you need to fix. But the other thing is, if you're someone, like everybody's metabolism is different. So breakfast, first of all, is the most important meal of the day. So you have to get your metabolism started. So breakfast should be your biggest meal of the day. Why? Because you're active, you're moving, you're going to burn it off quicker. So you can kind of, if you want to do your cheating foods, do it in the morning time. Cheat in the morning. Don't cheat in the afternoon at night. Again, those hormones that are released in the afternoon make you drowsy and sleepy, so you're going to want to sit. You're not going to want to be active. So, make breakfast the biggest meal of the day. Dinner should be your smallest meal of the day. Why? Because we typically come home. What do? We eat. We want to rest because we've been busy all day. We're tired. We're gearing up for the next day. We're taking care of our family. And so we often sit, maybe watch news, watch TV, and then we fall asleep. So then you're sitting there with all that food just sitting on your gut.
Right. I was famous for that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a big breakfast person. I don't mess with my lunch and my dinner.
Right.
Especially my dinner. I could even go, and sometimes it's because you're not eating enough, right? Like you said.
I was going to say
so
that
it's like
next.
sometimes I would skip breakfast, and I might even skip lunch or grab a piece of fruit. But then dinner, it was like, I want my full dinner. And so it was like I had that whole equation completely backwards, and it just was not paying off. Like my numbers was definitely going. My numbers was going in the wrong direction. I'm like, this is not the way we want to be going. We want to be going the other direction. So I really had to just get a grip and acknowledge that I needed to make a change. And so that's what we want to encourage all of you guys who are still with us. Somebody, Darlene says, yes, abs are built in the kitchen. Yes. A great body is built in the kitchen. And I cook now more than ever before because I have to prepare my food. Now I will say this, for those of you who travel, like I travel a lot as a speaker, right? So I've always gone, I'm in a hotel. They will make special accommodations for you. So I was just in Tampa, Florida for 3 days, and I just went to the chef and I said, hey, look, I have dietary restrictions. I can't have any seasoning on my salmon. Like literally take just a plain old piece of flesh and slap it on the grill. Don't put nothing on it. And put it on top of lettuce. I had very specifics of what I can have and what I can't have. And then I was like, even for the dressing, no dressing, just give me oil and vinegar in a container and a little black pepper. and I ate that for 3 days straight.
That takes some discipline, girl.
It took a lot of discipline. I was proud of myself, but it feels better than eating something you're not supposed to have. And then you didn't, jacked up, and you're going to feel miserable. You're going to pay for it later. You're going to regret it later. So it feels better to make the sacrifice and get the results versus, I'm going to go ahead and just, mess up, and then you feel bad later. So for me, it's worth it. So just know that there are options for you out there, but you got to speak up and you got to ask for it. You have to tell the people what you need. And like Cherie said, reference it as this is a real dietary restriction. I can't have
it. Yep.
Not, I don't like. No, I cannot have this, and that, because that lets them know the seriousness of it. Or you can even say you're allergic. You can even say you're allergic.
If you say allergic in a restaurant and they give it to you, they believe me, they don't want to be sued. They're going to do exactly what you say. Trust me.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. It looks like we have someone says, yes, my metabolism is slow, and something about after dinner. I am not understanding that, but someone says, great information, ladies. I always make sure I eat breakfast.
Yes.
My birthday is today and I turned 53. Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And then someone else said, Ladrine says, I'm often up in the wee hours. What are good snacks? That's a good question.
One is peanut butter because it's protein, so it's going to help you to fall back to sleep.
Peanut butter.
So peanut butter, get a scoop of peanut butter. And then if you can't sleep,
stay away from the bonbons.
And then why are you up wee hours of the night? That's the next question. So
why are you up wee hours of the night?
Why are you up wee hours of the night?
I'm kind of a late night person. I'm a late night hawk. Like, I'm usually up until about probably 12 or 1 in the morning.
And what time are you going?
And I get up early. I mean, I get up early because I got to drop the kids off at school, but I don't know.
And what time are you getting back up in the mornings?
In the morning, usually about 7.
Okay, so you're not getting your full 8 to 9 hours of sleep that your body needs to
correct,
rejuvenate, to recharge, to reboot.
Don't be diagnosing me on the air.
So, I mean, our body really needs 8 to 9 hours, no more than 9 hours. After you go over that 9 hours, now you're doing the reverse. So, some things that you want to consider if you're waking up in the middle of the night. Do you have lights on around you? So light, any type of light, especially blue light from like your cell phone, from the cable box, from the television, those blue lights actually interfere with your melatonin absorption. So that could be the reason why you're not having a restful night's sleep and you're restless, you're moving around. So make sure, I take a sock and I throw it over that cable light every night. Do not sleep with the TV on. If you go to bed, make your sleeping area, wherever you sleep, whether it's in a chair or the sofa, wherever you normally sleep, make that area just for sleep. Do not make that a place where you take your work. Do not make that a place where you go and watch television. Do not make that your place where you eat because you're confusing your brain. Your brain needs to know, okay, it's time to shut down. We're shutting down.
Right.
If you're not falling asleep within, 15 minutes of being in that bed, get back up and do something else and then try it again.
Yeah, and Ladrine is saying, working, because that's my zone to think. So like with Ladrine, it's like she works a full-time job. She's starting this business. Well, not starting. She has started, but she's growing this business. So it's kind of like even in my household, that's kind of the quiet time. The kids are in bed. So it's like, okay, now I can really think and I can do some things that I have to do. So I'm usually kind of up late and I try my best to avoid the kitchen. I just try to avoid the kitchen and I try to have a conversation to say, are you really hungry or is this just a habit?
Or are you thirsty? So
I drink water.
Try hydrating first.
Yeah.
Hydrate first. Typically when you drink water, you'll feel full.
Yeah.
You might be up peeing the rest of the
night.
So
try some water first, Ladrine. Try some water. Drink a full bottle of water. That's what I suggest, Cherie. Is drink a full bottle of water and allow that to kind of settle in your stomach before you go reaching for bonbons.
Please don't reach for bonbons.
We are going to take a quick break, probably like 60 seconds, because we're going to bring up our next guest. She is going to blow us out of the water, as I hear. Yes. And I'm so excited to have her here with us today. She is a young, amazing, dynamic, talented young girl. Yes, you are on the air with us. Hi.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good.
I'm enjoying everything you have going on today. Hi, Cherie.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, good. This is Cynthia Taylor from Radio 1.
Hey,
I'm catching
Cynthia.
You guys here.
Hi, Cynthia.
Hi. I am loving your show, and I'm on. So I have a question about the melatonin piece for me. I have insomnia severely, and I do all of those things. I sleep with my TV on. I've applied a blue light filter on my phone to try to, keep it from being so bright in my face. So I've kind of started trying to do things differently. Insanity is doing the same thing the same way, but expecting something different. Right. So what I did was I started listening to like affirmations and, doing some meditations and things like that. But then my brain still keeps going. So I bought some melatonin. How much melatonin is too much melatonin, because each little pill is like 3 milligrams. You guys are nurses. I don't know what it is.
Were you prescribed the melatonin, or are you self-prescribing?
I'm self-prescribing. So
Girl, that's like me looking up my own, diagnosing myself from Google. That's what she's gonna say. That's basically equivalent to me diagnosing myself from Google.
I would try all natural measures before you take medication. Medication should be your last resort. So is your area where you're sleeping, is it cool? Do you have a fan going? The more you increase your circulation, are you sleeping with clothes or are you sleeping naked? Sleeping naked actually is more beneficial for quality sleep than sleeping with clothes on.
So that can't be it then.
All right.
That cannot be the problem. But I will say that because I have a sickle cell C trait, I have to sleep warm, but my outside surrounding area has to be kind of cool, so I'll sleep with like a heating pad or a little blanket over me.
Well, we're going to pause that because I want to go ahead and I want to get Sim on the stage, but thank you for calling in. We're going to release you off the line, but we're going to respond to that as soon as we have Sim to perform, because we are down to like our last 20 minutes of the show, and I just want to make sure we give this amazing young lady her due time on the air. We're going to bring Cherie back because clearly you are very popular and people are asking, do you have some of these concepts written down in PDF form? So we're going to get Sim on the air and doing her thing, and then we're going to come back and we're going to close out with Cherie M. Good. So we're going to go take 1 minute break, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, and we're back. You guys, it seems so quiet in here because we don't have our music going. Next week, we'll have our music back in the studio, so it won't seem like so quiet. But, all right, so next up, they call her Sim Speaks, and she is, guys, she's only 10 years old. She's the cutest thing, but I hear she's a powerhouse. She is an artist, a poet, and an inspirational speaker at 10. Come on now. She often expresses an impressively acute awareness of world affairs. Through her art, she seeks to inspire positivity in the world and to serve as a counterbalance to the tragedies and negativity that have become such a common part of life. We are turning it over to you, Miss Sim Speaks.
I am Sim Speaks. I am not here for your entertainment, but I am here to make a statement. Be more, land of dope fiends, broken homes, broken dreams. They tell us to be more, but moms are crying because their babies are dying. Daddy's not home, so mama's on her own. Robbing Peter to pay Paul for shopping trips to the mall to make sure the kids have it all. Food or gas? These are life choices. Who speak up for those with no voices? They tell us to be more, but moms are crying because their babies are dying. We're in a major crisis, and everyone's got these devices to capture every move. So now we all have something to prove. Our kids are turning suicidal over something that went viral. They tell us to be more, so I continue to preach more because my heart is sore. Moms are crying because their babies are dying. See, Charm City used to be known as the city that reads. Now, we're just known as the city that bleeds. Birdland turned Murderland, but on the other side of the tracks, they got a sand lot with beach and sand. Don't you understand? They don't prepare us to live. They prepare us to die. Someone tell me why. Don't I deserve to live like the people I see on TV? Don't I deserve to be whatever I want to be? Why must we start with scraps? You know what? I'm tired of this crap. Work twice as hard to get half the pay. You know what I'm talking about. You just deal with it every day. They make it seem like loving myself is being racist. I think they just want me to know where my place is. They want us to stay catching cases on a daily basis. While Becky, Peter, and Sue are having friendly talks with the men in blue, we're being run down by police chases. We shouldn't have to live life on an as-need basis. Black lives don't matter, not even to us. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Stopping this genocide has to be a must. Raise your fist instead of shooting that gun. It's true, we can't undo everything that's already been done. But I'll start with me. I will be the voice you need to hear so we can all be free. We shouldn't have to fight for a right to breathe like Eric Garner. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I cannot breathe. I have one more.
Woo! Can we give it up for that? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't get out much, but I'm trying to learn. That was beautiful.
United States of America, where corporations are the new plantations. But where are our reparations? 40 acres and a mule is what we were promised. But they gave us 1 million stipulations. Let's do some calculations. How can you be saved? You don't even know you are a slave. They just wanted to think we are free, but don't pay your taxes and you'll see. They use religion to control the masses, separate us by classes. Time to take off those rose-colored glasses. I know, this is a lot coming from me. I know, it's some of you 3 times my age that still can't see. The possibility that you can live freely. We could choose who we buy our clothes from. We could choose who we buy our food from. We could choose who we watch on TV. We could choose not to be entertainment. I know, this is a lot coming from me. But
That's okay. You're doing an amazing job.
You can choose who you buy our clothes from. You can choose who you buy our food from. We could choose not to be entertainment. You can choose who you buy our clothes from. We could choose who you buy our food from. We could choose not to be entertainment. But look at us. From head to toe, you got on polo, Gucci on your shades. You don't even know where it was really made. Italy or China? Let's see. There's someone right here you know that you could support. Like her. Like him. But remember, you heard this all from #Sim.
Yes! Woo! Oh my God! This is why we do this show. This is why, because it allows us to connect and hear from such powerful voices at just such young age, right? Such a young age. Like, you are a dynamic young lady. I am so proud of you and just so honored to be in your space to hear you share your unique gift. And I believe that everybody has a special gift, like something that God gave you that nobody else can duplicate. And this is your gift. And I love that you're using it to impact the message that the world hears from your perspective. And I love that. Fantastic. So how did you get started? Like, you're so young. Like, I feel like I'm like, okay, 10. When did you get started? When you were like 2?
So I started when I was 8. And I started, like, I used to, like, say little, like, kindergarten poems to my mom and stuff. And then right after incident with Freddie Gray, that's when I actually wanted to make a difference.
Mm-hmm. And so how did you know that you had this gift? Did you just start speaking? Like, do you write your stuff down first, or does it just kind of come to your mind?
It kind of comes to my mind because my parents are real estate investors in Baltimore City.
Woo woo, Baltimore.
So sometimes I just go around with them. And I just see, like, a whole bunch of stuff that a 10-year-old, you know, like, shouldn't see.
Wow. Yeah. You are brilliant. And this is Mom and Dad?
Yeah.
So we got to shout out Mom and Dad in the studio. Y'all want to come up to the stage and take the mic, or y'all good? We're like, no, we good. No, let her stay in the camera. Well, we want to shout you both out because I'm telling you, legacy, right? Yeah. We talk about legacy and making sure that our kids know that they have a voice, a powerful voice, and that they can use it and that they can be heard. That is something that the parent has to instill. Like, your voice matters. And so I love that you're doing this. Do you perform, you know, in different places? Where are you going to be coming up? How can people reach you?
So you can reach me on Instagram at sim_speaks and on Facebook at Simply Beautiful or Sim Speaks.
Fantastic.
And then I'm going to be at Spring Into Action. And then I'm also in a group called Baltimore Renaissance. Baltimore Renaissance. And it's basically just like a group of artists, poets, singers, rappers, all of that. And it's ran by Blue the Poet. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Keep up the great work. We're going to have you come back. I'm going to think about some other ways that I can have you share your gift. I have a really big platform of people who need to hear what you're saying and need to experience your gift. I have a young daughter. I told you that your birthday is the same birthday date as my daughter's birthday. And I think there could be a synergy there, so I'll make sure I introduce you. I'll follow you on Instagram. I'll start stalking you, if that's okay, on Instagram, because I love your message. And keep up the amazing work.
And she'll be at the Recharge Expo. She's going to perform at the expo as well.
She'll be at the expo,
yeah, so you can meet her
your
there.
tickets for April 14th. And you're going to go to rechargenow2018.eventbrite.com. But that was, you heard it, 10-year-old, you guys, 10 years old. I mean, from the mouth of babes, as they say, right? So very, very powerful. Keep up the great work and keep being around those people who help fuel your gift. So I love that mom and dad have you in those organizations and connected with people who can help you to learn more, to grow, to really be creative as you want to be. That's an important part of continuing to elevate to the next level. And you are going to go far, young lady. So I'm thrilled and honored to be in your presence, and keep up the great work. All right, you guys, you heard it here. Sim Speaks. Make sure you follow her on Instagram, Sim Speaks, and show her some love. I know my Facebook is probably blowing up, Facebook Live. I'll look at it in a couple minutes. We're going to go to break, and then we're going to close out with Cherie M. Good. Yeah, thanks, Adrene. Thanks, everybody, for typing that in. Appreciate it. All right, so we're back. We are in the final few minutes of our show today. I mean, wasn't that amazing? Talk about young people just soaring in their gifts and starting at a young, early age and creating legacy already. It's beautiful. So back to Miss Cherie M. Good here. We're going to have to have you come back for sure.
Please,
you got to come back a few times.
I'll do the whole show.
Yeah.
We'll just answer your questions.
What? See what I'm saying?
Can I just take over like
how
that?
People just try to take over. She want the whole 2-hour show.
Let's have the whole show, girl. Let's have the whole
But
show.
I think it is important that you come back because people have a lot of questions about their health, their wellness, their fitness. And again, I love that you're serving the community. Now, I don't think we said this, is that Cherie's 8th annual Recharge Expo, it's free. Yeah. It's free. It's been free every year. She does it free for the community every year. It's for families, individuals and families to come out and just really be in this space. And when I say thousands of people show up, like it's a beautiful sight to see. And then talk about some of the companies that organizations that you're connected with who come out. Like you have the
American,
bus who come,
the American Heart and Stroke
thing.
Association. We've had Colgate, Winnebago come out. We've had Kaiser come out. We have an allergy testing company that comes out and they actually do allergy testing right there, so you can find out. I found out I'm allergic to some trees in Baltimore, y'all. Random. But anyway, had they not done the screenings, I would never know. We do free HIV testing. This year we're doing free hepatitis screenings. You get your blood pressure. You can get
and it's confidential.
Yeah.
Like they're behind curtains, and like
yeah.
everything is protected. It's not like it's done very, very well and in a safe space. And then don't you have the dental bus that comes or something?
That's
like
Colgate. The Colgate Winnebago has been there for like the last 3 years.
Yeah, I love that. So you can just come and just get the full workup, your blood pressure, you know, if you're allergic to things. You even have somebody who comes and teaches CPR.
Yeah, we had somebody last year who did CPR. We're securing her this year, hopefully again this year. Also, we have the Snellen eye chart. So if you want to know, are you 20/20 or you need to go see an eye doctor, we'll let you know that. We have a podiatrist coming this year doing free foot assessments. So he'll come and tell you, hey, what's going on with your feet, because your feet, your health of your feet, which I've done lives. Those of you that follow me every day, you know I do lives about feet and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, because
we talk
on
all
Google,
kind of crazy
I think
stuff.
I have plant.
Here we go with that.
Plant
Stop Googling. Stop
According
Googling.
to Google, I had this pain in my foot, and I diagnosed it as plantar fasciitis.
Were you right?
I haven't been to a doctor. I self-diagnosed.
And so you self-treated too, huh?
Well, yeah. I got the little sock thing that you wear. And
she did tell y'all she's not in the medical field, right? I was just playing.
Y'all don't be like me. Don't self-diagnose.
But every toe, every part of your foot leads to an organ. So like if you have a headache, massage your big toe. You know, taking a ball and rolling it across the ball of your feet helps to reduce your blood pressure and your stress levels. So, you know, you have to learn your body, know what makes you tick, know the things that work for you and the things that don't work for you.
You are amazing, and I know we can just get so much. You got to come back, seriously.
I'm going to come back.
Like, and you got to come back really soon, and we're going to do the whole segment for you, seriously, because people are like oohing and ahhing and saying, wow, they can't believe the expo is free, and somebody else says she's guilty of self-diagnosing. We got to stop with the self-diagnosis.
Stop being Googlicious.
Yes, let somebody who knows what they're talking about, knows what they're doing, and has the medical expertise, who went to school for it, has the certificate, the degrees, let them tell you what it is.
And if I don't know, I say I don't know, but I will find out for you.
Right.
That's what the state likes to hear, too, when they come to the buildings. They're like, if you don't know, you better know how to find out.
That's right. I love that. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank
my
you
twin
for
power.
having me.
How can people
Thanks,
connect with you and follow you and all that good stuff?
So my website, TotalHarmonyEnterprises.com. You can see pictures of the expo. You can see all of my written work, my #1 bestseller, The Crash That Altered My Life. Look out for my new book that's coming out in April called Recharge, Mind, Body, and Spirit.
Yes.
30 Ways to Enrich Your Life Through Self-Care. A lot of these tips that I'm telling you now is going to be in that book. So the plan is to release it to launch it at the expo. So come on out to the expo and get your copy of that book. On all your social media sites, I'm Cherie M. Good. Good is with an E on the end. And at Recharge Expo.
All right. Somebody says, again, do you have any of these things written down for a download of some type of sort?
No, they're going to be in the new book that you can purchase in April.
They're going to be in the book that you're going to purchase.
They're going to be in the book that you may purchase.
But she does Facebook Lives all the time.
Every day, Monday through Friday.
That's James Allen Buckley. I would encourage you, and anybody else, encourage you to follow Cherie on Facebook at Cherie M. Good, Goode, so that you can follow all this great content that she shares on Facebook Live every single day. Thank you for being here. We're going to have you back. You guys, thank you for being with us. We're here every Wednesday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Next week, we're going to have some more amazing, wonderful, dynamic folks. We're going to have a chef who's going to come in and speak about how to prepare your food and kind of do it in a healthy way. We're going to have some more performers and poets, and just it's going to be another great show. So we will see you here, Facebook Live. We will see you here next Wednesday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Thank you so much again to our amazing sponsors, Cherie M. Good, Ladrine Peterson, who are our platinum sponsors, and Amina McWhirter and Robin Rogers, who are our gold sponsors. We will see you next week.